What we're going to be doing is we're going to be locking in. Yeah, and I want you to understand that when it comes to money, when it comes to business, there's a few things that we need to deal with. So majority of the room has said that they've got business. How many of you guys have been happy with how the business is doing financially? Put your hand up. There's no clock it here. There's no clock it here. There's no clock it here. But don't worry. The reason why I'm here is because I want to teach on a few things, and I'm going to do some live coaching and hear some dilemmas, and I want to give you some feedback. By the grace of God, I've been able to tap into multiple different streams of income, right? I have a business here, I have a business in the Middle East, and I work across, from my speaking and consultation, I work across 5 different continents. So I know how it is to build internationally. I know how it is to have different clientele. I have 2 sets of businesses, one that's B2B, one that's B2C. B2B means business to business, B2C means business to client, business to consumer directly. So I want to touch on a few things that will help you guys in the area of business. You guys okay with that? Yeah. And I'm going to also talk about God. Come on, guys. I love God. So you guys might be thinking, but I don't have a business. Don't worry, I'm a Christian. One of the things I need to actually touch on, which is very important, is, first of all, you guys might not know me, you've heard it, but my name is Hayley Mulenda Records. I'm a daughter of the Most High, first of all. Second of all, I'm a woman who is married. I love my husband, Mr. Record. I am Mrs. Record. I have to make that very clear. And I'm married to one man to me, joking. Joking, guys. I've been saved, but you know, there's some days you remember. You can tell that I married a Jamaican. Right, so those are the 2 things I get out of the way. And I've been doing business, I want to say legally, since the age of 18. And the reason why I say legally is because I used to sell in school. And apparently that was illegal, to take goods from Iceland and then sell it for hire in secondary. So I just want to say I've been doing business legally since the age of 18. But when I was 15, I found a market. And what the market was, there was hungry black girls in St. Angela's. And what would happen is that in break time, our school gave us nonsense. So we needed the cookies, we needed the sugar rush, we needed the Kit Kats. And guess what? Your girl had the stock and the supply. I was making so much money that I had people in the year below that I hired to shop for me. I had people that were dealing for me because is anyone in the room from Angela's actually? Any St. Angela's girls in the room? Dead. I wish I could talk to you about the dynamics of our school. So we had basically a school for the upper. I don't know if anyone had that in their school. You had a school for the lower, so year 9 and below. And then you had, year 7 and year 8 had their own building. And then 9, 10 and 11 had their own building. So if I'm talking about domination, I can't just be shot into the upper school. I've got to have a shutter for the lower school. So at that point, I had to scout who here you can network well, you can be sly with it, because I don't want to get in trouble. Okay? So I need somebody who's going to be sly. I need you to know the tactics of how you're setting. What are you coughing? When you're coughing 3 times, that means you need Kit Kat. If you need coughing 3 times, you need a coffee. Like, you need a cookie. Like, I need to teach you the game. Yeah? I need to teach you the game. So I understood business from a very young age. I understood supply and demand. What did people want? Because the school was giving us fruits. We didn't want fruits. We had fruits at home. Our parents were telling us to eat fruits. We wanted chocolates. And we needed it at a particular price because our parents weren't giving us £2 like that. For me, I was even lucky to get £2 from my mum. And I'm very grateful that I had a mum that was very frugal. So I don't know if anybody knows Everybody Hates Chris. My mum was like Terry Crews, okay? It was one of those things that I would ask my mum for £5. It was like, listen, £2, figure out the next £3. So at that point, I thought, cool. I used to starve myself in school. Don't try this at home. And I used to go into Iceland, get the Kit Kat, and then obviously I'd be selling it £1 each. So now if you've got 4-pack, the £2 becomes £4. And then at that point, you're not eating into your stock. You're not eating into your price. You've got to use that £4 to buy more stock. So that's actually when I understood business. I understood that, listen, you have to make profit. You've got to invest. I'm going somewhere with this. So because I had understood that this domination is more so community, I had to be able to go into the lower years. I had to go up to the higher years. And I got to a point where I was dominating across 3 year groups. My year group, I had one in the year below and I had one in the year above. But that came off networking, it came off trust, right? But as before I even got into that, one of the things that I wanted to really talk about was this. Something that I did when I was a kid was not going to sustain me as an adult. Guys, I can't now come and sell you Kit Kats anymore because I'm not a Kit Kat seller anymore. And one thing you have to understand is that your greatest frustration is when a season has changed and you haven't adapted to it. The girlies know. Let me tell you something I love about London. I live in Dubai and you guys will know this. Dubai is 2 seasons, hot and hotter. There's no other season. I'm telling you, hot and hotter is the season of Dubai. London, you'll have a bit of autumn. London, you have summer. London, you have some spring. London, you'll have some summer. Like, you have the different seasons. And I love Dubai. I love London. And the reasons why I love London is because London forces you to adapt. London forces you to adapt. You cannot basically be, I know I'm wearing sandals right now, but it's only a matter of time that my sandals have to become trainers. Because the season will have to force me to wear closed shoes. And what happens is that some people, they can recognize the season they're in, but they don't recognize the season they're going into. So I want you to understand, when I was packing to come into London, there were certain clothes that I said to my husband, no, babe, I don't need to take that because I'm going into a colder nation. I'm going into a colder season. So it means that I have to wear heavier clothes. It means that the sandals, it means that my flowy clothes, it means that the shorts or anything that does not cater to that season, I can no longer take with me. And the question I have is, have you been adjusted and shifted into a season that you're carrying a baggage, you're carrying a clothing that God told you to let go a long time ago? So the issue that I've seen with a lot of people is, in business, you will have seasons. In business, you will have the season where you need to rest. You have the season where you need to spend. You have the season where you need to learn. You have the season where you need to be mentored. You have a season where you need to mentor. You will have the different seasons, and you have to be able to recognize the seasons. You have to be able to recognize the seasons. And I'm going to talk about the different seasons in the area of business, then I'll get into some Q&A. As I said to you, guys, I was preparing for me to come into a colder season from Dubai. I recognized, listen, I'm in a hot country, but I'm going into a colder season. So I had to look, I had to search, okay, what clothing can I wear that is going to look after me in this season? And the crazy thing is, if you wear a clothing out of season, what happens is that you look mad. So you have to be able to recognize the season you're going into, because if you wear the right clothing in the wrong season, you'll be covered, but you won't be fruitful. You'll be covered, but you won't be fruitful. So yes, okay, you're gonna wear your swimming suit in the winter. You'll look mad. You'll have covering, but you won't be fruitful. And what's happening is that some of you guys, you recognize you have a level of covering, but you don't see fruit. You don't see fruit. So one of the things you have to understand in the area of context as well is that season brings context to your covering. Season brings context to your preparation. Season brings context to what you're about to do, where you're about to go. Seasons are necessary. You recognize what whether someone is in by what they're wearing. If you don't know the season you're in, you won't know this clothing you need to wear. You won't know the shoes. Let's go to scripture, because some of you guys are saying, this girl hasn't even quoted scripture. Is she a woman of God? Let's go to the Bible. Ephesians 6. Ephesians 6 talks to you about the type of garments you're meant to wear, right? Can I tell you that the sword that is in winter is going to be different to the sword in summer? Can I tell you that the belt of truth is going to look different in autumn to spring? Because there's a different clothing for a different season. Some of you guys, you're praising when you're meant to be fasting. And some of you, you're actually meant to be eating when you're fasting. Because how is it that you can recognize when you're meant to fast, but you won't recognize your harvest? Because we're in a season where we will always know when we're meant to fast, but you won't ever know when you're meant to harvest. Do you know that, guys, there's certain prayers that you actually have to take from the spirit realm? What I mean by that, there's praying and fasting. You pray and fast, oh, God, I want you to help me in my business. No, but there's a time. The Bible says there's a reaping and there's a sowing. Many of you guys know when to sow, but you don't know when to reap. And that's why you don't recognize fruit, because you don't recognize a season. There's a season of harvest. There's a season of sowing. So we've spoken now about, the context and the importance of understanding the context of the season. I want to talk to you guys a few things, and I'm going to get into some questions. So I like to speak in alliteration, should I say. So I'm going to give you guys C's, the C's of seasons, the C's of seasons. Number one, clarity. What is it? What season are you in? What do you want? What? The question is what? What? Some of you guys, you don't know what you want. Some of you guys know you don't. Put your hand up if you know that you don't want to be broke. Put your hand up. That's the question. Okay, put your hand down. Put your hand up if you know what financial freedom looks like to you. Put your hand up. Not enough rooms. Not enough hands in the air. How can you say that you know you don't want to be broke, but you don't even know what financial freedom looks like to you? What do you want? You know what you don't want, but you don't even know what you do want. Is financial freedom looking at 2K a month, 5K a month, 10K a month? Know what you want. God cannot bless a double-minded mind. I'm really big on being clear with what you want to tell God. I remember last year I told God, I want to be making minimum 20K a month. That was last year. I said, God, I want to be making 20K a month and this. And I'm just going to be open in terms of numbers. If you hate on me, hate on God, because it's my blessing. That's to anybody who hates on what I'm saying. The reason why I'm sharing certain things, because I want you to know it's possible. Guys, I came from a single parent household. I didn't come from, some people that are out here saying, my mum took me to this holiday. There was no holiday for me. I was either going to Uganda, sometimes didn't even know I was coming back. My mum said, Hayley, you're being so naughty. I just like, Mommy, please, I just want to come back to the UK. Me, I cried every single time. But anyways, I'm so happy that, not if you got sent back, there's no judgment here. But me, I made a boss case every time. I got the return boarding class, you know that one. So I didn't come from wealth. But I had to learn it. Because one of the things you will have to understand is that wealth is a language. The Bible says that Daniel, before he could even serve the king, he had to learn a language. Daniel actually had to study linguistics because there was a language to operate in Babylon. And you have to understand, if you want to acquire a certain level of wealth, if you want to acquire a certain level of authority, if you want to be able to shift something, you must know a language. So remember I spoke to you about B2B, B2C, you must know that in business. You must understand what type of business you have. So remember clarity. What do you want? What do you have? Where are you? What? That is the first thing, is what. And can I tell you what the biggest issue in your generation is? Just say, Hayley, tell me. You guys, you're not focused. Too distracted. If you're launching a business every single month, every other month there's a different business, you will not prosper. And I know you guys don't want to be hearing this. Guys, I've been speaking for 12 years consistently. It was only a matter of time I'll make 7 figures for my voice. I was still consistent. 12 years. 12 years. And the issue is that some of you guys only want to work when there's an invoice attached to it. Yes, now I'm being flown internationally. Yes, now I'm working with government clients. Yes, now I'm getting 5-figure contracts and all that stuff. But guys, I was speaking for free with this same level of energy. How can you expect somebody to give you a 5-figure invoice? You can't even give 5-figure energy for free. But you want to charge them. Do you know one thing I hate? People who are entitled and not committed. You're entitled, but you're not committed. Consistency. Focus. Guys, pick one thing for 1 year, double down on it, and watch your bank account change for all those in business. One offer, 1 year. Consistency. Every single day, just be consistent on that one thing. My sister here, consistent. Mayor, politics. Listen, if we come and see her becoming a dancer, I'll be mayor. Are you changing back in the Dagenham, or what's going on here? Why? Why is it that we'll judge her? Because politics is different to dancing. And guys, I understand it. We're in a generation of side hustle. Just make sure your side hustle makes sense. Because do you know what the issue is? Some of you guys have made the many things the main thing, but the main thing needs to be the main thing. What is it this is the question you have to ask yourself. What is it that is making money in your business? That's the first thing. What's making money? If it's printing out CVs, or whether it's making flyers, whether it's doing videography, whether it's doing photography, whatever that is, double down on it. Don't now think because you're not making money, you need to now come and do diversification. Nobody's asking for diversification. People are asking for commitment. Because some people, what they're waiting for is they're waiting to see how consistent are you. So as I said, clarity, what do you want? And focus on it. Guys, I promise you, I'm going to be honest with you. Guys, I have lost over 6 figures this year because I was not focused. How real can I be? I lost 200K this year because I wasn't focused. Some of you guys, can you even spell 200K? I'm not even trying, guys, I want you to hear from somebody who has actually seen money make money. It's not to come and be condescending. I'm telling you the lessons I wish someone told me. I was not focused. I literally was like, okay, let me do this. Guys, this year I launched so many communities. I had a Christian entrepreneurship community, I had a speaking community, I had a visibility community, I had so many digital products. Then it got to the end, I thought, Hayley, bloody hell, girl. How many things are you gonna do? What do you wanna be known for? Branding, bing, 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 bing. I was doing ministry, doing things. And she said, God said, calm down, darling. You're a speaker. Just speak, all right? You've made multi-six figures through it. I've made 7 figures from my voice. Just speak, darling, it's working. Why do you want to come and do this and do that and do that? Chill out. And that's the issue of your generation, glittery. Have you guys ever heard of something called, there's something syndrome, shiny toy syndrome? Shiny toy syndrome is you jump on the thing that's shining. So some of you guys, you've not even heard anything in terms of e-commerce. Oh, me, I want to be e-commerce. Then you see there's one in courses. Oh, I've got a course. Then you see YouTube. Oh, I want to be a YouTuber. How many things you want to do now? You have to be able to pick one thing, 1 year, consistent. Just pick the one thing. From me, please, hear this from a woman of God. I don't want to deceive you. I feel God. Number 2, we spoke about clarity. Second thing, what is your capacity? Capacity. You guys have been chanting it. Capacity by Shumi Shola. You sing it. How do you go? City. You sing capacity. You guys are singing it, chanting in your church. Capacity. Do you have it? Do you have it? That's what you need to ask yourself. Do I have it? Do I have it? Guys, some of the things that you chant in your church, do you actually have it? You're chanting things because you guys have to understand there's a difference between speaking into existence. That's not of God. What you have to understand is that speaking into existence means there's a nothing turns into something. God cannot bless your nothing. I know, let me tell you, I'm going to mess up your theology a little bit, yeah? God is a God of addition, no. God is a God of multiplication. How do you know this? Genesis 1:26, be fruitful and do you guys know your maths? Please, I hope you guys know your maths. Okay, guys, what's 1 times 1? What's 2 times 2? 4. What's 3 times 3? Hey, Maggie, I need that. She was so confident of herself. Maggie even sat there and said 6. She was even so confident, she even looked at me. It's okay, don't worry. Okay, let's switch it up. What's 1,000 times 0? 0. What's 1,000,000 times 0? 0. You can't expect a 100-fold blessing. Expect God to multiply nothing and expect results. God will only multiply what you bring to the table. So if you are expecting 100-fold and you bring 0, the result will always be 0. You can't. So you have to understand God is a God of multiplication. So ask yourself, God, what is my capacity? Do I have the capacity? Because some of you guys, you're praying for a 100-liter blessing, but your capacity is 100 milliliters. So, do you know one thing I know about God? God is frugal. He can't waste his blessing. Are you mad? Do you know who you're talking about? Elohim, Yahweh Sabaoth. God can't don't mess around with God. G-O-D, yeah, you know me. He is the G-O-D with a capital G. Don't play around that. The question is, you're praying for something, but do you have the capacity to handle it? Capacity. So we spoke about clarity. Know what you want. Know where you are. Know what season you're in. Know what season you're going into. 2, capacity. Do I have the capacity? That is the question here at hand. Then, number 3, competence. It's a necessary word. It's a necessary word because you can't expect a full-time result with a part-time commitment. I need some of you guys to really question your competence. Like, how competent am I? Because I'm just going to be real. Some of you guys want 5-figure invoice for a 3-figure service. If someone's paying for you to do something by 12 p.m., why are you passing it to me at 1 p.m.? 0 should be knocked off. What the hell is this? Some of the worst people I hate dealing with, church people. Excuses when it comes to the execution. Excuses when it comes to the execution. I love being able to work with my people, by the way. What are the people? Black people and people of faith. You should always know I roll with those people in my team. But excuses for the execution. I ask somebody, okay, when is this being done? Oh, I'll just do this. I'll just do, no, not just I'll just do this. No, when is it getting done? By this time it will be done by. God bless. Like, you have to understand, with business, there's deadlines. And the deadline ain't moving. So you have to understand there has to be a level of competence. Does your price make sense for what you're offering? That's always the question. Because one of the worst things you want to do, one of the worst things you can do in the area of business is you overcharge and underdeliver. You will never be booked at that price again. You will never be booked at that price again. If anything, I'd rather you underprice and overdeliver. So that second time round, you come and say, oh, I've reasoned my prices. And someone says, you know what, it makes sense. Because the service you gave me, I'll never forget, I spoke in a school, even in Uganda, I spoke in a school in Uganda. In 2016, I went on a school tour. And I spoke at different schools in Uganda. And I spoke for free. I came and I made the kids laugh and we had fun. And then they were like, yeah, Hayley, when you come back, I'd love you to come back. I said, all right, I'm going to come back. So I came back and I was like, yeah, I'm coming back. But, this time they want me to come back. I said, this time, I've got to do a fee. This is how much it's going to be in USD dollars, like $500. They said, you know what? The way those kids were, you can come back. $500, amazing. And it was just like, wow, God. It's because the last time I undercharged, I over-delivered. So now when it came to dropping a price, they didn't question it. Some of you guys, your biggest issue is your client keeps questioning your price. But don't get angry they question your price. Question your own delivery. Question your own service. I know what I bring to the table. So my price is my price. Because something, and also I'm willing to negotiate, but there always has to be a compensation on the price. So if you are somebody that says, we can't meet that budget, but we can do this. Okay, I'll say, okay, this is going to be my price, but that's excluding travel then. You have to find a different way to compensate so that it's not inconvenience. So I've talked about competence. The last two, actually I'll do it in the last one because of time, I do want to answer some questions. The last one, and I promise you this one's going to be one of the most important things, guys. Confidence. God can't deal with your imposter syndrome in the middle of the blessing. You cannot afford imposter syndrome in the middle of your blessing. If you are going to be in the middle of your blessing just crying, oh my God, I don't know. God, I don't know if I deserve this. Please, God will say, this one, she keeps questioning if she deserves this. Why should you deserve it then? Guys, confidence is not the same as cocky, yeah? Because I know there's some people who probably think that Hayley is cocky. It's not I'm cocky. I know who I am and I know what value I bring. And because I know who I am and I know what value I bring, you will not see me doing particular things because I know the woman I am and I know what I bring. I'm confident in what I bring to the table. Guys, one of the worst things is for you to be at a table and you don't know why the hell you're there. That's one of the worst things. You're invited into a room and you're looking around. Oh my gosh. Excuse me? There's none of that. And the issue for some of you is your confidence is on the affirmation of views and what other people are saying. Let me tell you, you have to ensure that you're led by conviction and not opinion. Conviction will keep you there when things get hard. When things hit the fan, it's going to be your conviction, it won't be opinion. And the reason why I say don't trust in opinion is because the same people that said, Hosanna, Hosanna, the Messiah is here. Jesus, we're so happy to be here, are the same people that said, crucify him. We want Barabbas. They were the same people, same city, same nation. So yes, sometimes it could be the same person that can even give you a prophetic word that would say you're going to be blessed. That would be the same person that would doubt the prophecy when it comes to pass. How do I know this biblically? John the Baptist. What did he say to Jesus? Oh my gosh, I'm not even worthy to touch your feet. I'm not even worthy. Oh my gosh, Jesus. I can't believe I'm going to baptize him. Guys, prepare the way of the Lord. This was John the Baptist. A few chapters later, Jesus came and said, tell John the Baptist we're healing the dead, we're raising the sick. John the Baptist said, is he even the real Messiah? The same man who announced the coming of Jesus Christ was the same man who even doubted the Messiah himself. So sometimes it can even be voices you trusted, voices you love. And you have to understand how the enemy works. Sometimes it will not be distant voices that will even crush your dreams. Sometimes it'll be the familiar ones. But sometimes God will raise up those familiar voices to put that, the best I can say is to put you back into a place of prayer and seeking his face. So clarity, capacity, competence, and confidence. If you are able to understand those things in the season you're in, I promise you will transition to fruitfulness.